'Twas the month of Christmas and everyone was full of glee, for there are so many exciting video games beneath the Christmas tree. We have Zelda, Isaac, Olimar and world-renowned author Alan Wake, not to mention Mario, Kiryu and Chun-Li, who I hear makes great cake. 2023 showed that anything was possible regardless of whether you wished it to be true. It was when Microsoft flexed its wallet, buying Activision and its parents too. Sony and UK regulators were having none of it, with the latter blocking the merger, while the CMA believed that the deal was bad for gamers and would increase game prices further. In the end, Microsoft almost has what it wants, an AKB smorgasbord of intellectual properties. They even managed to get a 10-year deal to bring Xbox games to the Nintendies. Yeah. Speaking of, it was also the year Mario debuted in his first film for the third time ever. Despite Switch sales dropping, Shuntaro Furukawa instating employee pay rises was a wholesome endeavour. Freddy chomped box office records, leaving the FNAF fandom teary, mostly because MatPat threatened to upload another Game Theory.
Game Theory!
Big Mode finally announced its first game, which looked rather swell, a stylistic 2D spooky puzzle platformer called Animal Well. Konami announced a Snake Eater remake which gave gamers a shock, but not as much as when PlayStation advertised Venom's 19-inch cock. YouTube profanity changes loosened their tight grip on the naughty list. The gaming category celebrated, as it really did take the piss. As games like Zelda, Resident Evil 4 and Baldur's Gate were hailed, Overwatch 2 tried to survive, but ultimately failed. It reached the bottom of Steam, introducing nothing new but fatigue. Activision took it one step further and disbanded the league. As Marvel's Avengers took the hit and was finally pronounced dead, The Last of Us Part 1 on PC had Joel looking inbred. As Suicide Squad got delayed and RGG gave Yakuza fans depression, Call of Duty showed us the true definition of franchise regression. Bethesda's biggest release yet, Starfield, seemed divisive to behold. Xbox players teared up saying goodbye to Xbox Live Gold. Street Fighter VI revolutionised player accessibility to the exclusive fighting genre, calling into question why games don't actively help more players join in on the fun. Just something to ponder, but no release compared to the state that was King Kong, except perhaps the disaster that was Gollum. PlayStation released a new handheld, making the oldies reminisce. But it's online only and requires a PS5. Who would even buy this? No, it didn't stop there, for there was a chance for slim pickings. They released a detachable disk drive that was also online only. What a dickings! As a final yearly hurrah, PlayStation threatened to remove content without any regard, once again showing the digital market is one big facade. It only gets worse from here, as companies like Ubisoft turn to AI for NPC voices. It's no wonder video game actors are turning to SAG-AFTRA as they run out of choices. But what kind of year would it be without some more game development drama? For it was the year Unity got a healthy dose of karma. Unity, without warning, changed its revenue model, introducing an ill-thought-out runtime fee. It damaged many indie devs' livelihoods, causing the industry to flee. They hid terms of service changes on GitHub, claiming the views were so low. That was when the final cracks in leadership finally started to show. Then followed the greatest game industry exodus, as developers were forced into mutiny, calling for all of Unity's recent shady actions to undergo scrutiny. Those who could and wanted to leave did as they must. A minority of those who stayed did so out of blind, devoted trust. Dawn of the final day arrived as the changes were adjusted and CEO John Riccatello finally stepped down. He's made a swift exit while the company goes into meltdown. With this, Godot gained mass popularity and hefty donations. At least for someone, this whole thing seemed to pay off. Though Unity just can't seem to help itself, carrying out never-ending layoffs. But Jack, I hear you beckon, what about ye? Ah, little old me? This was the year I released my behaviour tree. But the year wouldn't be complete without the biggest reveal of the decade. GTA VI releases in 2025 and the hype simply cannot be conveyed. Leakers release footage early, ruining it for those waiting eagerly, but it's nice to have Rockstar themselves finally show it off legally. 2023 was a great year for games, but a terrible one for devs, with many in a state of dread. All we can do is remain together and work to better the future ahead. So get ready, gamers, for a new year of gaming where anything is a possibility. It's only with everyone's help can we hope to improve the industry.